A warm welcome to all. I am Mr. Kovendan, Assistant Professor of the Department Computer Science and Engineering in Arasu Engineering College. Today I am going to discuss about the subject CS8592 Object Oriented Analysis and Design, which is our Anna University syllabus of the Regulation 2017. So, for the fifth semester, the year of the third year of the CSE. Okay. So, in this today, I'm going to discuss about the object. What is object? In a computer science, an object can be a variable, a data structure, a function, or a method, and in such, it is a value. It is going to be stored in a memory for the future reference by an identifier. In the class based and object oriented programming paradigms, object refers to a particular instant of a class where the object can be combination of variables, functions and data structures. So in the relational model of the database management system, an object can be a table or a column, right? So coming to the object based languages. An important distinctions in programming languages is the difference between an object-oriented language and an object-based language. A language is usually considered as an object. That object is based if it includes the basic capabilities for an object, like identity, properties, and attributes. So, a language is considered as an object oriented if it is object based and also has the capability of the concept called polymorphism and inheritance. So, we know much about the object oriented concepts. So, that the programming languages includes C++, Java. So, those are all the things which is relevant to the object oriented. So, coming to the object oriented programming. So, object oriented programming is an approach to designing a modular, a reusable software system. So, obviously, we are going to develop a software. So, that software system will be developed based on the object oriented system. So, the object oriented approach is an evaluation of good design practices. That is, go back to the very beginning of the computer programming, such as object orientation. So it is simply the logical extension of the older techniques such as structured programming and abstract data types, right? An object is an abstract data type with the addition of polymorphism and inheritance concept that we already discussed. So the specialization of an object, it is an important concept for the object is the design pattern. So a design pattern provides a reusable template to address of a common problem. So we are having a number of object oriented concepts. So by using the function or it may be related to the operation or a method, so object can be performed based on this. So, in this today we are going to discuss about the unit 1. Under this unit 1, this is a unified processes and the use case diagrams. So, we are having some kinds of use case diagrams such as use case diagram, class diagram, interaction diagram, activity diagram, collaboration, deployment, so on so these are all the use case diagram. So all these use cases will be consolidated with an UML diagram, that is unified modeling language. It is a modeling language which we are going to create the diagrams. Based on that diagram we are going to create an application. So that diagram should be based on the object approaches, mean that anything we are going to create as an object, so that object can be functioned and the object can be modeled, analyzed, and after that it will be designed by using some platforms with some different approaches. So that we will discuss with how the software development is happened in some other in next classes, right? So in this we are going to discuss about the introduction to the OOAD with the object oriented basics, the unified processes, and as we said, the UML diagrams. In this first unit we are going to discuss about the use case diagram. So a use case diagram will provides the general, that is overall process of application or a development of an application, right? So this use case is the simple diagram which creates the entire application development by using the objects. So in this we are going to discuss how the objects are related, and how the objects can be functioned, and how we are going to make a process of a development of an application. So under this we are going to discuss about a case study, the next generation POS system, and we are going to discuss the use case modeling and relating the use cases by using the include, extend, and generalization. So these are all the concepts for relating the use case model for an object, and we are going to discuss about when to use the use cases, right? So let us go to our first topic, the introduction to the object oriented analysis design with some object oriented basics, right? So a software development methodology is a series of processes. So a software development have some processes, right? We have to develop a software that should be based on these kind of processes. One is system analysis and modeling, and then designing, implementation, testing. After the testing, it has to be delivered and it has to be maintained. So these are the processes. We can call this as a software development process or a life cycle, right? So there are a huge number of software development methodologies are there. Let us discuss with some of them. What is a software development methodology? So it plays a vital part of developing the software. There are many methodologies which are used by the professional software development companies nowadays. There are certain advantages, and as well as we are having some disadvantages associated with each and every of the development, right? The basic purpose of these methodologies is to provide the smooth development of the software according to the project requirement, right? Software development methodology is a framework that is used as a structured or a planned and controlled of the process of developing an information system. So the method of developing these kind of software development are only concentrated with the software development process. So it does not involves any technical aspects of but only concerned with the proper planning for the software development, right? So we already discussed in we already have a knowledge about the software development processes, right? We are having the waterfall model, prototype model, agile software development, right? So a number of software development platforms are there. So with this we are going to start with our first topic. So we have an idea now, right? So obviously we are going to develop an software. To developing a software, we are going to approach this application development in a method of object. So we know what is object. So now the object will be converted. The object will be integrated with their methods and the functions, and the object can be modeled as a software. There are two orthogonal views of the software development. One is traditional techniques, and another one is object oriented methodologies. So, the traditional techniques will be focused on data and the functions, right? So, that is the traditional methodology. It is just going to focus only on the data, what is the data and how it was arrived, and based on that data, it will be going to function. But the second method is the object oriented methodologies. So, this object oriented methodology will be focusing on the objects. So, that is combination of the data and the functionality. So in this object oriented system development, so the developer software by building the object that can be easily replaced, modified, and reused. So as we discussed, so the object oriented methodologies. So what is the object oriented methodologies? It is a new system development approach which encouraging and facilitating the user to reuse of the software components. It employs the international standard unified modeling language, that is UML, from the object management group, that is OMG. Using these methodologies, a system can be developed on a component basics which enables the effective reuse of existing components. So it facilitates the sharing of its other system components. So we can able to share the other systems also. Right. Object oriented methodology can ask the analyst to determine what the objects of the systems are. So what is the responsibility and what is the relationship to an object has to do with the other objects, and how they behave over the times. So there are three types of object oriented methodologies. One is OMT and another one is OPM and RUP. That is, OMT is the object modeling techniques, object process methodology, and RUP rational unified process. So we are going to discuss all these three methodologies in our future syllabuses, right? So then what is the application of this? By using this OOAD, benefits of the OO methodology is it represents the problem domain because it is easier to produce and understanding the design concepts, right? And it allows the changes for very easily. We can able to change the object and their concepts, right? And it provides the nice structure of thinking or abstracting, and it leads to the modular designs to us, right? And it is the simplicity, which means the object modules which can be a complexity. So that complexity of the object will be reduced, and the program structure is very clear by reducing the complexity of an object. And it is an reusability. So it is a desired goal of all development processes. It contains both the data and the functions which act as on the data, right? And it makes easy to reuse the code in a newer system also. Message provides a predefined interfaces to an object, data, and the functionality of the object, right? And next, it will be increases the quality. In what way it increases the quality? The future increases in the quality is largely as by product of this program reusability, by making the program reusability, and it is easy to maintain. Mean that by using the OOP methodology makes the code more maintainability. So we can convert the diagrammatical representation into programmatic and reverse method also. So that we will discuss and later. The object can be maintained separately by making the locating and fixing problem easier, and it is scalable by the structural approaches. It makes that easy to replace the old object again with the code algorithm with the newer technology also. And it is very modularity in that OOD systems are easier to modify. It can be altered in fundamental ways without ever breaking up the sense changes neatly, and it was encrypted with the other data which we was created newly. And it is easy to modify, and we have the client server architecture. That client server architecture involves the transmission of a message back and forth over the network also. So these are all the applications of an object oriented methodologies, right? So this object oriented system which development this development was developed software by building blocks that can be easily replaced and modified and reused. Yes, we can easily replace the objects and we can able to modify. So we have to we can able to reuse. So all those things which we have discussed with the applications, right? Benefits, right? So this object has attribute. So attribute in the sense it has the, see, the object will be there. The object is having n number of attributes. So that contains which data. And the method is the function. So in some programs we can call the method is as a function, right? And these object oriented systems are very easier to adapt to change, easier to maintain, promote greater design and code reusability, creates modular functions, so on. So it is very flexible system. So it is very easy to integrate the objects, and it is easy to replace, and it will be easy to reuse, and it will be modularity. So these are all the advantages given to the object oriented system. And next, what is OOAD? So object oriented analysis and design. It has the two parts. One is the analysis system and another one is the design. So just to discuss with the object oriented analysis. So this analysis is the acronym OOAD, stands for object oriented analysis. This software engineering approach that models and the designs a system as a group of interacting objects. Mean that object is the term which is used to describe some entity or a thing of interest, right? These objects are typically modulated after real world entities or concepts. For example, for the business analysis, they need object. These would be the real world entities that arises within the business, like invoices or a product or a contract basis, right? The object has the attribute already we discussed, which can be a set of specific values. Attribute in the sense it is a value for the particular object, right? These defines the state of the object. It also have methods under the function. This object oriented system is incorporated with the data, that is methods under the function, so which has to define their behavior of the object, right? Here is some example. Consider the real world object as a car. Our car has some attributes that can be defined with the specific values, such as like we just take a Ford car, right? So it is a make, the company is the Ford, and the model can be Ford Fiesta, and the year of delivery 2002, and the color should be the gray. Maximum speed 130 mhp, current speed, ideal tire pressures, current tire pressures, remaining fuels, brake system. So these are all the things which we have the the car has the attributes. So these are the attributes. Each of these attribute defines the state of the vehicle. Okay, they describes the car as it is at some point in time. Additionally, the car has the certain behaviors, such as accelerator is there, and declarate, and refuel, and filled tires. So these are all the some of the additional car behaviors, right? Each of these behavior of the real world object can be represented as a method of the object when designing the system, right? Mean that methods are also known as the function in some programming languages that I have already discussed with you. So these methods can changes the value of attributing cases, changes in a state. That means OOAD is comprises of the two parts, right? One is already said object oriented analysis and object oriented design. So model of different types can be created to reflect the static structure and the dynamic behavior and a runtime deployment of the collaborating object of a system. So during the object oriented analysis phase, this object modeling techniques are used to analyze the functional requirement of a system. What happens? See, here we are going to give the analysis of the development system based on the functional requirements of a system, and it creates the modules which reflects the logical design of the system. So, and during the object oriented design phase, the system models are elaborated up on to include the implementation specific details that shows how the physical designs of the systems will come together. So OOA will be that analysis will be focused on what the system does. So it is the static structure and the statical behavior of the system, that is based on the requirement. It is an analysis method, and object oriented design and how the system will does it. It's a runtime implementation, right? So this is about the OOAD. Under this OOA, it is an analysis requirement of the analysis. Object oriented analysis is the two classification methods. In this, an object-oriented analysis finding and describing the objects or concepts in the problem domain has to be done. For example, in a flight information system, by taking the method as an analysis method, first we have to find what are the objects need to be function with this application, and the concept with the which we have identified are the plan, flight, and flight. So these are all the objects. So the object contains a number of attributes. So based on this function, we will be getting the analysis. So what is need for the requirement. And coming to the object oriented design is the process of finding the conceptual solution that fulfills the requirements. That is the real time implementation part. So this design part will be classified into database system and object oriented design system. So already we know database is a collection of raw information that will be converted into an information. So in object oriented design, software objects are defined and collaborated to fulfill the requirements. For example, in flight information system, plane is a software object which is having the, we already discussed it in the analysis part. So here we are going to discuss the design part. In this design part, we have to convert that in attribute. The attribute have the tail number, and the method for method in the sense function. The function is get flight history. So based on this, the design will be derived and the design will be happened, right? And take this as an example, simple flight management system. The domain concept is the flight management system, and by using the plane and the pilot sensors, so and so will be there, and everything will be considered as an object. So think here the plane is having the tail number, that is a visualization of the domain part, and under this we are having the attribute called the tail number. So that attribute have to get that means functions. The attribute have the function. So the class name is the plane. See the program public class plane, that is our class name is the plane. So obviously already we discussed the object is the blueprint of a class, right? So private string tail number. So obviously your tail number consists of the string value, right? And for the function, so get flight history. So this is the function which represents representations in an object oriented programming languages. So this is the simple example for the object oriented analysis and design. So from this example we are going to analyze, that is a pre-planning with what we are going to do with this, and after that we are going to make the implementation part with the attributes, methods, and so on, so right. Okay, so to summarize this object oriented analysis and design, so analysis means are we do the right thing, mean that are we planning correct, are we analyzing the records properly, are we analyzing the equipments, the raw materials, so and so everything in a proper method or not, right? So analyzing things in the right manner. And in the design, it means that do the thing right, right? It comes to the real implementation part. So it gives the solution of a development of an application, that whether we are going to develop the right product. So in software engineering we are having the concept called verification and validation, right? So it is related to that. In analysis part it is going to analyze the things right. In a design part, are we developing the right? Okay, so that is about the introduction to the object oriented analysis system and basics. So these are the basics, and we will discuss the next topic in another video, right? Thank you.